Well, it's Fridays, and they're always the day before the weekend. So today, if you guys are big fans of the Japanese wrestling scene, you guys are always on the right channel. So today we're going to be doing two reviews for today. The first, they're both actually happened on the 29th of April, since we are already in the beginning of May. We have ChocoPro number 518 featuring many matches and of course a preliminary match involving of course for the Super Asian Championship. And then we move on with Stardom starting the Golden Week Tour, of course, which is going to be a lot of events throughout the week. And also, as you all know, they are on the road to, of course, the Grand Dynasty, featuring preliminary matches involving our double main event, the Wonder of Stardom Championship and the World of Stardom Championship. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see what's going to happen. And then we move on, of course, to wrap up our episode with some news updates to give you guys updates on what's been happening in the world of wrestling, such as what events the promotions are throwing out, who's booked, what matches are set, including developments that are happening in the world of wrestling as we speak. So, let's get ready for another episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Hey everyone, welcome to Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, J-Rod here. So, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a channel we do a lot of pro wrestling reviews from various promotions, not only here in the United States, but also in Japan, Mexico, Canada, Europe, the UK, anywhere where pro wrestling is not as big, but it continues to grow. We also, of course, do discussion videos, talk about various topics such as the wrestlers themselves, the promotions, factions, storylines, whatever we want to talk about. We also, of course, do more news updates. If certain information is unable to be on this episode, we can either put it on the next one or on a separate video by itself. We also, of course, do some real-time news updates to keep you guys on alert if something has happened in the world of wrestling that needs to be addressed ASAP. We also, of course, got the Nagi Sayaka Watch and various other cool wrestling content as well. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to us and click on that subscribe button. You'll be getting a lot of daily reviews and other cool wrestling content as well. But if you like this episode, please give us a like on the like button or a nice comment in the description down below. Now, enough with the jibber jabbers. School is in session, so let's begin with, of course, ChocoPro number 518. Okay, ChocoPro number 518. Once again, we are at Ichigai Square for this event, in case anybody asks. Usually we have Violent Aki opening up the show as always, greeting the fans, giving the info on the event's matches, which he did. Now, we started out with an exhibition match. Now, as you know, there's been 3 new girls, trainees, who've been, of course, being involved in exhibition matches, but today is a tag team match. We have Rin and Waka, of course, teaming up, and they take on Chiyu and Mei Suga. Now, I have noticed how Chiyu is almost like Mei. I mean, she could be most likely her little sister if that's the case. I mean, Kaho Hiromi is almost like her too, like another little sister, but more of the good girl type. You know, Mei Suga is basically the bad girl. I wouldn't be surprised if Chiyu actually decided to follow in her footsteps to be the bad girl too. You know, another bad apple. So anyway, the match was okay, I wasn't going to lie. But of course, this match was going to end with Mei Suga and Chiyu winning, not because I say so. It's because Mei, as you know, has more experience than everybody else in this match. But she was able to pick up the win with a single leg crab hold on Waka. And just like that, it was over. Now, our next match is Kaho taking on Chiko Shikawa. Now, obviously, Kaho, much like me, she's a bit of a childish little girl, actually. She is not afraid to face anybody of whatever size, height, whatever. But she always finds ways to make things fun and exciting. However, when it comes to Chi may be no nonsense, but she always rely on her high energy to pick up the win. But somehow Chi was able to overturn it by using Kaho's size against her and putting her in a position of a pinfall. 1, 2, 3, over. Now, our next match is a 6-person tag match. We have Tokiko Kira teaming up with Balin Aki and Mei Shruga, better known as the Best Bros, taking on what's her name? Arnako Montana, Sayaka, and Miya Yotsuba. Now, of course, if you guys notice, all three of these guys are champions. Montana, I don't know exactly what championship he has, but I'm going to presume it's from Chile. Then, of course, Sayaka won half of the Super Asian Tag Team Champions with what's her name? What's her name? And then, of course, with Chi, and of course, Miyatsuba being the Super Asian Champion. But what's funny is Arnako decided to rub it in their faces of both the Best Bros and Tokiko, saying, "We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, cause we are." And of course, Ban Aki and Tokiko couldn't take that. But Mei Shruga decided to join in the little fun, saying like, "Look at me, I got a title." So I thought it was great. I love it. But of course, if you guys don't know, this is a player match because Tokiko is challenging for the Super Asian Championship. And this is going to be a tough battle for Miya for obvious reasons. Now, Miya may have been in the with ChocoPro for almost 2 to 3 years, but she's able to overcome anything. But she's facing someone who has more of experience than her, but has the experience of striking and submission techniques. And I'm not sure how prepared she is, but unfortunately, the Best Bros were able to pick up the win when they double pin Hanako, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, done. Our main event, we have Sayaka Obihiro taking on Kirumi Hiragi. Many of you may remember her from the faction known as Prominence, and she's been well recognized in the deathmatch hardcore scene as well with Risa Serra and everybody else. But but she is a strong, capable wrestler. We have seen her in ChocoPro a few times back when it was Got to Move and all that. But however, she surprised everybody when she took out Obi when she applied the B driver, and just like that, completely over. Now, our Janken tournament, well, this one was a very interesting one because these two ladies are friends, and not to mention former tag team partners and tag champions, Obi and Chi. And of course, Chi had no animosity towards Obi despite the fact that they're no longer teaming together, but she always respected her no matter what. And of course, Obi was gratitude by her. And then of course, she lost and Obi won. And of course, she was happy for her, so she gave her the chocolate saying, "See, you earned it." So just like that, it shows the kind of respect that she has for Obi, despite that she's teaming with Sayaka as the current tag team champions. So we'll see what happens the next time. But for right now, let's move on to our last and final review, Stardom. Okay, well, as you know, Stardom came off from their biggest show ever, the All-Star Dream of Grand Queendom. As you know, we have crowned brand new champions. Of course, the Goddess Tag Champions, the White Belt Champion, and the Red Belt. And now we're beginning the Golden Week Tour, of course, in Fukuyama. This is their most recent show that happened on the 29th of April. We opened up with Tabitha versus Micah. Now, nothing, of course, special about this or story wise, but it was an okay match, not gonna lie. I'm not a strong opener, but okay. But of course, I kind of figured that Micah was gonna pick up the win since she is a much strong, well recognized wrestler. She was able to pick up the win with, of course, the Michinoku driver, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, over. Now, our next match, we have tag team match, and we have Matoe Hamabe and Ane Kanaya teaming up. They take on, of course, Neo Genesis, Mei Sita, and Starlight Kid. Now, obviously, we know that, as you know, uh, Hamabe and Kanaya are, in fact, rookies. They're still on the learning curve. But obviously, we kind of figured that the Neo Genesis were going to pick up the win. But it was, of course, this particular match, Starlight Kid was able to pick up the win by applying the Black Tiger leg killer onto Kanaya and forcing her to tap out. But however, they did made a kind of a plead on their post-match comment, both Hamabe and Kanaya, for a shot of the New Blood tag team belts that are currently in the position of both Sakura and Kurara, better known as Sakurara. I'll explain more about that a little bit. Now, our next match, we have Rian teaming up with the Cosmic Angels, Sayori Anu and Natsupoi. They take on God's Eye, consistent of Lady C, Ami, Sodi, and Shuri. Obviously, of course, when it comes to this, we know that Rian is very capable. We have seen her won some very good, impressive matches, but not the bigger ones that she could definitely try to handle. But unfortunately, she ended up on the wrong side of the Blue Thunder Bomb by Ami Suri, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, done. Next match, we have Emma Maishima teaming up with FWC, Koguma, and Ozuki. They take on Tomoka Inaba and O2 Line, Miyu Amasaki, and Azumi. Now, obviously, you could say that this is going to be an interesting matchup, because I wouldn't be surprised if FWC made an attempt for the new tag team champions, and that exactly is what it looks like. Maybe a preliminary match leading up to that. But unfortunately, this match ended with Tomoka Inaba applying a somewhat of a crossface onto Maishima, and just like that, it was over. Next up, we have the ladies from Hate, Raka, Sei Kamitani, and Natsuko Tora, probably in a bad mood, losing their championships this past Sunday. They take on Mi Vida Loca, Akira Kurigani, Izuki Aoki, and Suzuki. Now, obviously, when it comes to Hate, we know their dirty tactics is that they like to cheat, using whatever necessary. But unfortunately, Kurigani was the unfortunate one to ended up being tangled with Kamitani when she ended up putting her in the Star Crusher, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. Now, our next match, you can call this part of a preliminary match in two different ways. We have Kiko Furuzawa, Maki Itoh, Waka Tsukiyama, and Zelina taking on, of course, Rana Yagami, and the Cosmic Angels, Yuna Mizumori, Aya Sakura, and our current Red Belt champion, Sayaka Kurara. Now, obviously, as for those who don't know, Furuzawa is issued the challenge for the future belt, of course. Zelina may aim for the high-speed belt, currently in the possession of Yuna Mizumori, and of course, Maki Itoh issued the challenge for the red belt against Kurara. So you can say that kind of sets it up right there. But of course, what's interesting is how this match ended. Kurara had the great fortune to deal with a former protege of her beloved Tam Nakano, and many of you know her, Waka Tsukiyama. So basically, Waka got taken out by her, and when she applied, of course, the Tokimiki's spear, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was done. Now, during the post-match, what was funny is, of course, Kurara noticed that the banner, the Cosmic Angels banner, was being partially covered, of course, by the makeshift of the Itoh Respect Army, and everybody's like looking at what's going on over there. And of course, Maki Itoh once again is calling the Cosmic Angels a heel unit, that sort of thing. And of course, Yuna Mizumori wants the high speed belt, but Mizumori is asking Zelina when is she gonna have her title match, and of course it's gonna be under her time, and of course Yagami will defend the future belt against Furuzawa. Now our next match we have Hanako teaming up with the ladies from Stars, Momokoko, Saya Ida, and Hanan taking on Hate, consisting of Azusa Naba, the Traitor, B. Priestley, Rina, and Konami, of course. And of course, we were going to see the same old dirty tactics with Hate as we often see many times. But unfortunately, once again, Konami used a spray can on Ida, and then she applied a buzzsaw kick. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, Hate picked up the win. But however, for those who haven't forgotten, B. Priestley is challenging for the white belt. So we'll see how that rolls out the next time. So there will be more of these events of the Golden Week, but stay tuned for that. But as of right now, let's move on to our last and final thing to wrap this episode up, some news updates. Okay, so welcome to our news updates. Now, before I proceed, just to let you guys know, we have no upcoming events, but we do have some interesting developments. Now, many of you may wonder, if you guys are big fans of Stardom, of course, since I reviewed, how many of you guys want to see Saya Kamitani in a Sareee singles match? Well, I'm sure many people will love to see that, but it seems that Kamitani, as you know, she is in a world that like, I lost my belt. Well, let's just say Sareee is trying to tell her to get her act together, and this is what she said. What the hell are you doing? I feel this way, and the fans too. Everyone definitely wants to see a singles match. I'm ready anytime. It's up to her. Kamitani, I get it. You lost the red belt. There's no one but yourself to blame for losing. But people are expecting you to face Sareee in a singles match because we know it's going to be a bonkers match. Someone needs to kick her in the head for that. But anyway, Sareee does have a point. Everybody goes through that. And you don't see Sareee crying about it. And this is why Meerkat Ultra was right. She's a deceiver. She cries for no apparent reason. But she is who she is. Anyway. Now, a very interesting thing happened on social media, and I think this one is going to make you guys laugh. Waka Tsukiyama, as you all know, a former member of the Cosmic Angels and a protege of Tam Nakano, said this on social media. The Itoh Respect Corp is... What the heck is that? Now, don't think for a solitary second, people, that Maki Itoh saw that. Because, as you know, she's calling the Cosmic Angels an evil hue unit. Now, she did respond to this, and this is what she said. I have a question. Why did you leave the Cosmic Angels in the past? Did something unpleasant happen to you? It seems that Maki Itoh doesn't understand what really happened. Look, Waka had no ill will feelings towards Tam when she left, but she felt it was her time to go. You know, and there was nothing pleasant about that, but this was a topic that Waka, of course, and many people can agree, she doesn't want to talk about, because she knows that she really broke Tam Nakano's heart when she left her. That's the difference. But it has nothing to do with Kurara or anybody, and that's the problem with Maki Itoh. She's not familiarized with everything. Look, Maki Itoh called Kurara the mastermind behind the Cosmic Angels. No, she's not. The Cosmic Angels was created by Tam Nakano, along with Mina and Unagi, but not the mastermind. And she definitely doesn't really know what really happened with Waka and the Cosmic Angels. It's nothing ill will towards them. So hopefully Waka can, straighten this out for her. Now, what's also interesting we're going to be talking about is recent developments between a very interesting married couple that we know formerly from WWE that were released. And first, let's start with Zelina Vega. Now, as you all know, Zelina Vega, along with her husband, Aleister, or as we know, Malakai Black, were released from WWE just recently. Now, I know people have opinions toward this. Now, Wrestling Observer reports about the possibility of Zelina Vega maybe returning, but however, they believe that Zelina Vega might have burned the bridge between her and AEW. According to what Wrestling Observer reports, this is what they said. Tony Khan negotiated with Zelina Vega when she was let go in the past by WWE, but she pretty much ghosted him and signed back. Yeah, so most likely, I think some fans could agree, she did burn bridges. I mean, look, Tony Khan was giving her a lifeline to get back on her feet, to be as a pro wrestler. And what did she do? She went back with WWE, and she could have grew herself even more, but it didn't happen. And I get it. But she has no one but herself to blame for this. Now, as for her husband, another thing is also mentioned by Wrestling Observer regardless. Now, this is what they said. Aleister / Malakai Black wanted to leave AEW, and there were people who were not happy with him, as he did lose often, and Paul Levinsky was the power after Vince McMahon was gone. He tried to get out of the deal at the time. Some noted AEW's morale situation is that that's been in years. The guy who is very, very clear about wanted to leave last time may not be what they want, giving his heart clearly somewhere else. So it seems like many people from the backstage or whoever they're talking about, saying that it seems like he did not want to be there, like he wanted to be somewhere else, maybe back to WWE. Well, it seems that they're like, sorry, we don't want you here anymore because you didn't appreciate what we're giving you. And that kind of sets it up. So basically, I'm pretty sure neither he or his wife, Zelina Vega, might be able to sign with AEW. So they have no one but themselves to blame for this mess. And that's the reason why people are saying, like, many people are in, like, we know that Max Caster, Sean Dean, and whoever in the AEW are saying, sorry, we don't want these guys. We don't want, no matter how much you want them here, we don't want them here. So it's like, fans would like to see them there, but the AEW talent is like, sorry, no, we don't want them. And I don't fault them on that. Truth to be told, I don't fault them on that. And I respect that from them. But we'll just wait and see. But as of right now, let's call it a day. So hope everybody enjoys this episode. Coming up, I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing AEW Collision, and I'm not sure if there's anything else. I do know that we are in the Golden Week tour by Stardom. I'm sure we might do another review of that. I'm not 100% sure on that yet, but we just will wait and see. So until then, I will see you guys in the next DWZ time, same DWZ channel. I'm about to bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye, and have a nice day. Bang.